Welcome to another video tutorial for To-Do List. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the process of adding a new to-do list to your workbook. So when you first open To-Do List, you'll see there's some demonstration to-do lists included in your workbook: projects demo, travel demo. I've got another workbook, another to-do list here, products that I've been testing with as the products finalised for development. And then there's some other worksheets, calendar, timeline, and dashboard. So you'll get to see those in other videos later, how to use those. But in this video, we're going to add a to-do list. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add here. So a form pops up and you enter the list name, which will be the worksheet name, and then you set some colors. So in this case, I'm going to add a list name called health. And this list is going to be everything about improving my health. Now, a key feature of To-Do List is the ability to set the background color of the heading area for the To-Do List and also the tab down the bottom, so you can quickly identify which list it is. So the default colors are dark blue and white, so I'm going to go ahead and change those. I'm going to change this to light red for the case of health. And I can also change the font that appears on the tab and also up in the top. I'm going to go ahead and change that to dark blue, and I'm now ready to click add list, but I can also change the configuration. So in this case, you're able to set the configuration, the number of hours per day that you want to work on the items in this list. Now, the default is 2. You can toggle that up or down, or you can change the number directly by typing in. And this will basically set how the tasks are scheduled if you use auto schedule and also when the warnings are shown. So I'm going to set this to 4. You can also change the days per week that you want the actions to appear. So at the moment it's set to all days of the week, but if you only want to work on specific days for this list, and that will be important later on when you schedule and also when you start looking at progressing the items in the list, you just tick off some of these days. So I'm going to take off Saturday, Sunday, and Friday. The final configuration is the warnings that will be checked for each item. So these warnings are the features of To-Do List that help you keep organized and make sure that things are scheduled properly. So it'll tell you if you've tried to schedule a task that's not on a valid day of the week, or that you've exceeded the maximum hours per day for a number of tasks because you've set the same due date, and overlapping tasks. I suggest you leave these checked because they're really important later on when you start adding things to your list. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Add List now. And To-Do List then goes ahead and creates that list. And as you can see, I've got health, everything about improving my health. And down the bottom here, I've got a new tab called Health. Now, the To-Do List has been added. Now it's letting us know that the custom select form is going to be shown. So this is how you customize various sort of select lists and To-Do lists. And it's important to do this straight away because you need to be able to categorize the tasks and the tasks you're about to enter with valid or things that make sense for this particular list. So I'll go ahead and click OK. And you can see this is the form that pops up that you can also get to by hitting on this custom select list tab up here, but it's popping up directly after your add list. So here you can see health is selected. And there's a number of key select lists that you can customize: category, status, and priority. Now, we suggest that you leave status and priority unchanged because they're used in other parts of the workbook. You can change them if you want, but for this particular video, I'm not going to change those. I'll just show you how category can be changed. So in this case, for health, I'm going to do a couple of categories. I'm going to do one on diet. Going to add that, and you can see it adds it at the bottom of the list. And I'm also going to do one on exercise, and I'm going to do one on meditation. Now these other ones up here, business, personal training, are the default categories that come through with any new to-do list. You can just go ahead and delete those. So I'll delete them one by one. Yep. And yeah, finally. So now I have the categories that make sense for my health to-do list. Now, the category can also be used as a sort option later on in the workbook. So you can actually reorder these particular items in the list. If, let's say, exercise is the most important category, you just move that up, and diet's the second, and meditation's the third. So now we've finished updating that custom select list. So our to-do list is now ready to take its first entry. So I can exit off this, and if I now enter a task, investigate exercise, and you'll see I'll be able to select this drop-down category. And here, those 3 items that I put in that select list. So this one is an exercise category. The status for this particular item is not started. I'm going to say the priority is medium. The person responsible, in this case, is just for me, this list. Now, I can go ahead and set a due date for this list, and then the warnings will be determined based on that. Or I can just set an estimated hours effort per day. So I'm just going to go ahead and set a due date for this one of, and today is 31st. I'm going to set it for the 2nd of November. And okay, so already a warning's come up, and this one said it's not a due date is not a valid day of the week, and you can see that the valid days of the week are shown up here in this list. I'll just minimise this slightly, so you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're the days that we selected. So the due date, it's got to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So I'm going to set this to be done on the Thursday. Oh, and I've entered the wrong date. I'll retry that. There, the warnings disappeared. Now, the effort hours per day, I'm going to set to be just 2 hours to do this particular task, and it'll calculate the start date for me. So there's your first entry in your to-do list, and that's how you create a to-do list. Thanks for listening to this video, and please look at the other videos that we've got to help get you started quickly.